Have you ever looked at your life and thought, I am exhausted all the time, but my bank account still looks like a desert. Where did all my effort go? Have you also noticed that some people seem to work just as hard as you, or even less, yet their finances keep growing? Their stress seems smaller, and money appears to flow toward them instead of running away? Welcome back to the channel, my friend. I am your companion on this long road of awakening. Wisdom, cause and effect, compassion, practice, and destiny. Today we are going to dig into a question that quietly tortures many people when they are lying awake at night. Why do some people get busier and busier and still stay poor, while others seem to work and yet become freer and freer? The original text that inspires this video gives a very sharp hint. The difference is not just how many hours you work, how many part-time jobs you hold, or how fast you move. The real difference is a certain interaction that some people keep doing and others never even think about. It is an action you cannot see on a schedule or in a selfie, but it changes the way money, opportunities, and blessings move around you. In this long, story-based sharing, we are going to explore this hidden action from several angles. We will walk through the lives of people who are busy but still broke, and the lives of people who are steady and quietly prosperous. We will see how their relationship with money, time, and giving is completely different. We will look at what it means from the perspective of karma and inner energy, to work with wisdom instead of only with sweat. And we will talk very honestly about that one inner movement that slowly turns you from someone who chases money in panic into someone whom money naturally gravitates toward. You can treat this as a slow, late-night conversation between friends. No rush, no pressure to agree with everything. Just stories, reflections, and questions that you can test in your own life. Let us start with two people whose lives look similar from the outside, both busy, both hardworking, but walking toward very different destinies. Imagine a man named Tom. He is around 40, with permanent dark circles under his eyes. He wakes up at 6, rushes through a quick breakfast, and starts his first job of the day. He works at an office until evening, then rushes to a part-time job delivering food. On weekends, he takes extra shifts. Everyone around him says, Tom is so hardworking. He himself often says, half proud, half bitter, I am always on the move. I do not have time to rest. Yet, if you peek into his finances, you would be shocked. His savings account is almost always close to zero. His credit card has a balance that never really goes down. At the end of each month, when he sits down to pay bills, he feels like someone drowning in a rising tide. When friends ask him why he is always broke, he answers without hesitation, because my salary is too low. The economy is bad, prices keep rising, and my family is too demanding. On the surface, his explanation sounds reasonable, but if you follow him for a month and quietly observe, you will see another story. You will notice that he never actually sits down to look clearly at his income and expenses. He pays bills as they scream the loudest. He buys things impulsively to reward himself for working so hard. A new phone on installment, meals out, gadgets he does not really use. He lends money casually to people he barely knows, then complains when they do not pay him back. You will see that his relationship with money is not one of clarity, but of anxiety and escape. When he feels stressed, he spends to feel better. When he feels ashamed about his spending, he works more hours to cover the hole. The more he works, the more he feels he deserves to spend. The more he spends unconsciously, the deeper his hole becomes. He is like someone trying to fill a bucket that has a big crack at the bottom. No matter how fast he pours water in, it leaks out. His business is real, but his business is not directed by wisdom. It is driven by panic and habits. Now imagine another person. We can call her Lisa. She is the same age as Tom, also not born into wealth. She, too, works full-time. Sometimes she does extra projects. She is not lazy, but if you watch her life closely, you notice a completely different atmosphere. She looks less frantic. Her schedule has breathing space. Her money situation, while not luxurious, is stable. She has a modest emergency fund. Her debts are either under control or being paid down with a clear plan. When unexpected expenses come, she feels pressure, but not the same overwhelming suffocation. And interestingly, opportunities seem to find her more often. A friend recommends her for a better paying side job. A former colleague invites her into a small business project. A neighbor she once helped connects her with a useful contact. Outsiders might say, Lisa is just lucky. But if you look deeper, you will see that she is doing the one interaction that Tom never does. What is that action? It is not a secret ritual or some dramatic leap. It is the habit of stopping. Stopping to look clearly, stopping to reflect, stopping to think about direction, not just speed, stopping to align her actions with her values, stopping to let money flow in wise ways instead of blindly clinging or blindly throwing it away. This is the action that makes the biggest difference. Conscious pause. People who are busy and still poor often race through life without ever truly stopping inside. People who work and become wealthier over time regularly pause to ask themselves a few key questions. They ask, why am I working like this? Where is my money really going? What kind of person am I becoming? Is my business creating value or just exhausting my body? Am I clinging to money in fear or letting it flow in ways that plant seeds of future blessings? That pause, that inward turning, that moment of awareness is the one action that starts to change everything. It is the beginning of wisdom. Let us walk into the life of another person whose story shows how powerful this interaction can be when it comes to money. There was a man called Victor. When he was younger, he believed one simple formula: more hours equals more money. So he worked and worked and worked. He took overtime whenever he could. He rarely said no to his boss. He worked late into the night, answered emails at all hours, and prided himself on being the dependable one who never refused a task. For a few years, this seemed to work. His income rose. He bought a car. He rented a slightly better apartment. But something odd happened. No matter how much his salary increased, his sense of scarcity did not go away. In fact, it seemed to grow. The more he earned, the more he spent upgrading everything: better clothes, better gadgets, better restaurants, more expensive hobbies. He also started to send money to relatives who asked for help without setting boundaries. When he looked at his bank statements, he felt dizzy. How can someone earning this much still have nothing left at the end of the month? He wondered. Then one day, his body gave him a warning. On his way to work, he felt a sharp pain in his chest, shortness of breath, and a wave of fear. He sat down on a bench, heart pounding. After medical checks, the doctor told him that while it was not yet a full crisis, his stress levels and lifestyle were already hitting dangerous levels. You need to slow down. The doctor said, if you keep going like this, your body will force you to stop. That night, sitting alone in his apartment with the city lights flickering outside, he heard inside him a sentence that sounded like it came from somewhere deeper than his usual thoughts. It said, "You are very good at using your body to make money, but you have never learned to use your mind and heart to guide that money. You do not pause. You do not think. You just run." For the first time, he did something that he almost never did. He stopped. He lit a small lamp. He turned off his phone. He took out paper and a pen. He wrote 2 lists. On one side, he wrote what I am doing to earn money. On the other side, he wrote what I am doing with the money I earn. The first list was long overtime, extra tasks, side jobs, constant availability. The second list shocked him: eating out to relieve stress, impulsive shopping when feeling empty, lending money to avoid feeling guilty, buying gifts to impress people, paying interest on credit card debt. He realized that his outer business ends was not matched by inner clarity. He was like a person digging a tunnel without a map. That night, he made a decision. He would begin practicing the inner action of stopping unreflecting, especially about money. He did not quit his job or burn everything down. Instead, he started small but deep. First, he committed to a weekly money meeting with himself every Sunday evening. No phone, no distractions. Just him, his income and expense records, and his conscience. During this meeting, he did not scold himself like a harsh parent. He looked at his spending with curiosity. What does this expense say about my state of mind? Why did I buy this? What was I feeling? He began to see patterns. He spent the most on days when he felt lonely. He lent money without thinking on days when he felt ashamed of his own success compared to his relatives. He bought expensive things on days when he felt insecure about his worth. He realized that money, in his life, was not just numbers. It was an expression of his unexamined emotions. Second, he started practicing small, conscious acts of generosity. Before, his giving had been driven by guilt, fear of being judged as selfish, or desire for approval. Now, he wanted to experiment with giving from a different place, a place of intention and wisdom. He set aside a small, fixed portion of his income each month for what he called intentional giving. This money was not for random requests that pressured him, but for causes and people he truly felt called to support, helping his parents with their bills in a planned way, supporting a local charity he trusted, occasionally paying for a meal for a friend going through a hard time. At the same time, he learned to say no to manipulative requests, recognizing that leaking money into bottomless pits created resentment, not real kindness. Third, he set limits on his business ends. He talked to his boss and explained that while he still cared about his work, he needed to protect his health. He agreed to certain overtime, but not endless, unstructured overwork. At first, his boss was displeased, but when he saw that Victor's efficiency actually improved, and that he no longer burned out and made expensive mistakes, he slowly adjusted. In his personal life, Victor began to practice something we could call sacred pause. Before making a purchase above a certain amount, he would wait 24 hours. During that time, he asked himself, do I really need this? Or am I trying to buy a feeling? Will this purchase support my long-term peace? Or just give me a short thrill? Sometimes he still chose to buy, but many times the urge passed, and he felt a sense of quiet victory, like someone who had chosen to respond instead of react. From the outside, these changes looked small. From the inside, they were huge. A year later, his income had not doubled. His job was similar, but his savings had grown. His debt had shrunk. More importantly, his relationship with money had transformed from fear to respectful friendship. This is one of the secrets we rarely talk about. Money is not just a piece of paper or digits on a screen. In the space of inner practice, money behaves almost like a living energy. If you chase it with desperation, it runs faster. If you idolize it as your only source of security, it controls you. If you ignore it and never talk to it, it becomes chaotic. But if you treat money as a tool given to you by the law of cause and effect, and you direct it with wisdom, integrity, and generosity, it begins to respond differently. It stops being your master and becomes your servant. It stops running away and starts following you. In traditional teachings about karma, there is a beautiful idea: you cannot take your money to your next life, but you can take the karma of how you used that money. If you use money only to feed greed, addiction, and ego, your inner field becomes dry, tight, and restless. Even if you appear rich in this life, the seeds planted are seeds of future poverty, conflict, or inner emptiness. If you use money to support your parents, to help those in genuine need, to create honest value, and to live without constant lying and cheating, your inner field becomes rich. Even if you are not yet wealthy now, the seeds are seeds of future abundance, support, and peace. This is why in many spiritual traditions, the practice of generosity is seen as the first step toward prosperity. It sounds contradictory. People think, if I want more money, I must hold on to every coin. But the deeper law says, if you want money to flow into your life, you must allow it to flow through your life in wise ways. Generosity does not mean reckless giving or sacrificing your own basic needs. It means that when you stop clinging with fear, when you allow some of your resources to move outward to meaningful places, you align yourself with the principle of flow. Water that never moves becomes stagnant and foul. Money that never moves toward love, support, and goodness becomes a curse. Let us consider another story, this time about a business owner. Her name was Claire. She ran a small bakery in a neighborhood. At first, business was slow. She woke up at dawn to bake bread, stayed up late to clean, and for the first 2 years, could barely pay the rent. Many times she wanted to give up. She watched bigger chains open nearby and feared they would swallow her tiny shop. She worked harder, more variety, more hours, more promotions. Yet the numbers on her books crawled up painfully slowly. One winter, there was a heavy snowstorm. For several days, the streets were almost empty. People stayed home. Sales dropped dramatically. She worried that this might be the final blow. On the second day of the storm, an elderly woman who lived nearby pushed open the door, covered in snow. She bought a small loaf of bread and some soup. As she sat at one of the tables, she sighed and said, "My legs are not good. It is hard to walk in the snow, but your bread is the only thing that makes me feel warm these days." Something in Claire's heart moved. She knew that this woman lived alone and did not have much money. The next morning, instead of staying home and saving electricity, she opened the bakery again, but with a different intention. She wrote a small sign and put it in the window. "If you are an elder or someone in need and this storm makes it hard to cook, please tell us. We will prepare simple bread and soup at a reduced price. And if you truly cannot pay today, you can pay later." A few people came, embarrassed at first. They tried to pay full price. When she refused, some of them had tears in their eyes. During that week, the bakery did not make a profit. If she had looked only at the numbers, she might have felt foolish. But something invisible was happening. Neighbors noticed what she was doing. They told others, "That bakery owner is kind. She helped my grandmother during the storm." Weeks later, when the snow melted and life returned to normal, people began choosing her shop over larger chains. They brought their friends. They ordered cakes for birthdays and events. Her business slowly stabilized and then grew. She said later, "The week I worried would kill my bakery is the week that actually saved it, not because of money, but because of trust." Her act during that storm was not a marketing tactic created by a consultant. It was a moment of generosity born from her heart. She paused, looked beyond her own fear, and asked, "How can I serve, even when I am afraid?" That question turned into action. That action shaped her reputation. That reputation shaped her income. Here we see again the same inner action: stopping, reflecting, and aligning money with compassion. So what, exactly, is this one action that makes money start chasing you instead of you always chasing money? If we had to put it into a simple sentence, it could be this: the one action is the habit of causing to align how you earn and how you spend with wisdom, generosity, and clear awareness. Instead of letting fear and habit run your financial life, it is pausing to ask, where is this money coming from? Am I earning it in a clean, honest way that I am not ashamed of? It is pausing to ask, where is this money going? Are my expenses reflecting my deepest values? Or am I just numbing myself and chasing status? It is pausing to ask, am I letting money flow toward things that create real value and blessings, or toward things that drain my energy and increase my karmic debt? People who never pause in this way can work themselves into the ground and still stay poor inside and outside. People who regularly pause like this can slowly but steadily rearrange their entire relationship with money, turning it from a source of endless anxiety into a tool for building a life aligned with their soul. Now, let us bring in the dimension of karma more directly. In the teachings about cause and effect, it is said that wealth is not created only in this lifetime. It is the ripening of many causes: generosity in past lives, honesty in trade, respectful support of parents and elders, willingness to help others rise, not only yourself, but even if you have the seeds of wealth from previous actions, you can easily burn through them with greed, waste, or harm in this life. It is like inheriting a fortune from your ancestors and then gambling it away. On the other hand, even if you start this life with very little, you can begin planting the seeds of future abundance now. How? Every time you refuse to make money by harming others, you protect your future. Every time you choose to be transparent in business, you create trust that returns later as opportunity. Every time you support your parents materially and emotionally within your capacity, you build blessings. Every time you take a portion of what you have, however small, and use it to benefit someone in true need, you deposit into an invisible savings account of merit. This is not superstition. It is the logic of how relationships and reputation work over time. In a community, people remember who is fair, who is kind, who is stable. Those people are the ones others choose to cooperate with. Cooperation is one of the main channels through which money and help flow. Imagine two shop owners in the same neighborhood. One always tries to cheat customers, gives short change, sells low-quality goods at high prices, and treats complaints with arrogance. The other is honest about prices, replaces faulty goods without making a scene, and occasionally adds a small gift on festive days. Which one will people go back to? Which one will they recommend to friends? If you look at their lives after 10 years, the honest, kind person will almost always have a more stable business, even if they were not as clever at squeezing every coin. This is karmic cause and effect playing out in plain sight. There is another hidden aspect of this conversation, the inner belief you hold about money. Many people who stay busy and poor deep down believe something like, I am not meant to be rich, or if I get money, something bad will happen, or to be spiritual, I must be poor. Without realizing, they sabotage themselves. When an opportunity appears, they delay, doubt, or unconsciously ruin it. When they start earning more, they overspend, lend unwisely, or enter risky investments that match their inner belief of I cannot keep money. On the other side, people who enrich themselves wisely often hold a different belief. Money is a tool placed in my hands by life. The more skillfully I use it, the more I can support others, practice generosity, and fulfill my path. They do not worship money, but they do not fear it either. They respect it, they study it, they let it grow, they let it serve. If you grew up hearing, rich people are all greedy, or money is dirty, your unconscious mind may equate wealth with moral failure. Then, no matter how much you say you want to be rich, part of you will resist because you do not want to become bad. This is why inner work is so important. The one action we keep talking about includes not just external reflection, but also inner healing of your beliefs. You can sit in silence and gently ask yourself, what do I really believe about money? Do I secretly think I do not deserve it? Do I believe that having it will make others hate me or abandon me? Do I think that being poor makes me more pure? Whatever you find, do not judge yourself, just see it. Seeing it clearly is already breaking its unconscious power. Then, you can slowly introduce new, wiser beliefs, like, I can be kind and wealthy at the same time. Money in the hands of someone with compassion and wisdom can do a lot of good. Or I deserve basic financial stability, not because I am special, but because all beings deserve not to live in constant fear. As you do this inner work, your choices around work, spending, and giving will naturally shift. You will no longer sabotage yourself as much. You will no longer cling to the identity of the suffering victim of money. At this point in our conversation, I want to gently turn the spotlight toward you. Perhaps you recognize yourself in some of these stories. Maybe you are like Tom, working like a machine but never pausing to ask where your energy and money are actually going. Maybe you are like the younger Victor, believing that more hours are the only answer, ignoring the cracks in your financial bucket. Maybe you are like someone who avoids generosity because you are afraid of scarcity, or like someone who gives impulsively from guilt, then resents it. Wherever you are, please know this: your situation is not hopeless. Your destiny is not permanently fixed, but it will not change only through more business. It will change through more awareness. Business without awareness is just spinning a wheel. Awareness without action is just dreaming. Awareness plus wise action is what starts to turn the heavy machine of your financial karma. So, here is a very simple way to begin practicing this one interaction in your daily life. Choose one day each week as your money awareness day. On that day, you do not necessarily have to make big financial decisions. You simply agree with yourself that you will watch your thoughts, your feelings, and your choices around money more carefully. When you want to buy something, pause. Ask, what am I really trying to get from this? A feeling? Status? Comfort? Is there a simpler way to meet that need? When you pay a bill, instead of only feeling pain, pause. Ask, what did I receive through this service? Electricity, water, internet, a roof. Can I say a quiet thank you? Even as I pay? When you feel envy seeing someone else's wealth, pause. Ask, instead of stabbing myself with jealousy, can I take this as a reminder that abundance is possible? Can I learn something from how they manage their life without blindly copying? When you receive income, whether salary, a side job payment, or a small gift, pause. Ask, how can I divide this money in a way that reflects my values? What portion is for living? What portion for saving? What portion for giving? Even if very small, each pause is a tiny turning of the wheel of your destiny. Over months and years, these tiny turns accumulate. You may look back and realize that you are no longer the person who is always chasing money with fear in your eyes. You have become someone who attracts stability, cooperation, and quiet blessings because your field has changed. Remember, from the perspective of deep wisdom, money is not the final goal. The final goal is awakening a life lived with clarity, compassion, and alignment with truth. But money is one of the main tools and tests along the path. If you learn to work with money in a way that honors cause and effect and respects your own soul, you are not just improving your bank balance. You are purifying your karma, softening your greed, and increasing your ability to practice generosity. In other words, you are training yourself to be someone that blessings feel comfortable visiting. Before we close this long sharing, I want to leave you with a few reflective questions that you can carry into your week. You do not have to answer them immediately. Just keep them somewhere in your heart. What is one way in which you are currently busy but not necessarily effective? If you stop that one thing, what space might open for wiser work? What is one area where your spending clearly does not match your deepest values? What small adjustment could you make there? Starting this month, what is one concrete way you could practice intentional generosity? Not from guilt or pressure, but from a sincere wish to let money flow toward goodness. What is one old belief about money that has been limiting you? Are you willing to question whether it is really true? If you feel comfortable, I warmly invite you to share in the comments a small piece of your story. Perhaps there was a time when you were very busy and still broke, and something happened that made you slow down and reconsider. Perhaps you discovered that when you started giving a little more consciously, life began to support you in unexpected ways. Perhaps you are right now in the middle of this struggle, trying to learn how to work with money instead of being whipped by it, and you simply want to say, I am still learning. Your experience, whether it is a success story or a work in progress, might be exactly what someone else needs to hear tonight. They might be sitting in a small room, staring at a pile of bills, thinking that nothing can ever change. Your words might be the small opening that lets a bit of light in. If this long video has given you some clarity, comfort, or even just a new angle from which to view your relationship with money, I invite you to support this channel. You can subscribe so you will not miss future episodes where we explore awakening, wisdom, cause and effect, compassion, practice, destiny, and how all of these play out in the very practical areas of work, wealth, and daily life. You can like this video so the platform understands that this kind of deep, reflective content matters to you. You can leave a comment to turn this from a one-way talk into a real circle of shared stories. And if you feel called to support more directly, you are warmly welcome to become a member. Your support gives us the time and strength to keep creating these long, story-rich sharings that are not about quick tricks to get rich overnight, but about slowly transforming the way you live from the inside out. Thank you, from my heart, for walking through this exploration with me. May you find the courage to pause in the middle of your business. May you develop the wisdom to align how you earn and spend with your deepest values. And may money, instead of being the source of endless fear, become a servant that follows you as you walk your path of awakening, kindness, and true freedom. Life gets noisy. Work, stress, expectations. Sometimes we lose touch with the quiet part of ourselves. Bracelet isn't just an accessory. It's a small reminder that you deserve peace. You deserve moments of stillness. You deserve to hold on to your inner balance. If one of these bracelets speaks to your heart, you'll find the purchase link in the description below. And even more auctions available on our channel's shop page. Pick home the one that feels right.